Throughout history, cultures around the world have told tales of terrifying and awe-inspiring creatures, monsters that lurk in the shadows, guard sacred places, or challenge the bravest of heroes. From the fire-breathing dragons of Europe to the shape-shifting yoki of Japan, these mythical beasts embody the fears, beliefs, and imaginations of their people. This series will explore some of the most legendary monsters of mythology, uncovering their origins, powers, and the stories that keep them alive to this day. Welcome to Myth and Lores, a journey into the dark and divine. Without further ado, let's jump into another lore. Cerberus, the three-headed dog of Greek mythology, is an imposing figure that guards the gates of the Underworld. His role as the keeper of Hades' realm casts him in the dark light as he stands as a literal and symbolic boundary between the living and the dead. While his primary role is to prevent the souls of the dead from escaping the Underworld and to keep the living from entering without permission, the mythology surrounding him is steeped in mystery, fear, and dark omens. Cerberus is typically described as having 3 heads, a serpent-like tail, and snakes protruding from his back, which adds a grotesque and ominous quality to his appearance. The name Cerberus itself might derive from the ancient Greek Kerberos, which may be linked to the word for pest or bringer of destruction. He is the offspring of the terrifying monsters Echidna, a half-woman, half-snake creature, and Typhon, a primordial serpentine giant, one of the most fearsome figures in Greek mythology. This lineage ties Cerberus to the world of primal chaos and destruction, making him an embodiment of the chaotic and terrifying forces that lurk beneath the surface of the known world. In the realm of the Underworld, Cerberus serves as a singular function, guarding the gates of Hades to ensure that souls of the dead cannot return to the living world. He is a creature of profound darkness as he stands between life and death, guarding the boundary of the afterlife. He is one of the many minions of Hades, the god of the dead, who rules the Underworld. Cerberus is most famously encountered in Greek mythology during Hercules' 12 labors. The 12th and final labor requires Hercules to descend into the Underworld and capture Cerberus alive. This is not an easy feat, as Cerberus is often depicted as a fierce and untamable beast. Hercules, with the help of Hermes, the god of travelers, boundaries, and thieves, and Athena, goddess of wisdom, is able to subdue Cerberus, though not without considerable effort. He manages to chain the beast and return with him to King Eurystheus, who is horrified by the creature's monstrous presence. In the Aeneid, by the Roman poet Virgil, Cerberus is described as a multi-headed dog fiercely guarding the gates of hell. Virgil adds another layer of dark symbolism by portraying the beast as a literal and metaphorical barrier between the dead and the living. The poet's depiction of Cerberus enhances the dark and terrifying nature of the underworld, and he is not just a creature of mythology, but a representation of the impassable separation between the living and the dead. In Orphic mythology, Cerberus was sometimes depicted as a symbol of the soul's torment after death. His many heads represented different aspects of the soul's journey through the afterlife, as each head could be seen as a distinct form of suffering or challenge that the soul must endure before it finds its final resting place. In the Homeric hymns, Cerberus is described as a fearsome creature who can be appeased or subdued only by the gods, further emphasizing his terrifying power and status as a creature of cosmic fear. Cerberus is a powerful symbol of death's inescapable nature. His role as the guardian of the underworld implies that death cannot be avoided or escaped, no matter how hard one tries. In this way, Cerberus serves as a reminder of mortality, and his image often evokes feelings of dread as he marks the final boundary that the living cannot cross. Cerberus is not only a protector of the realm of the dead, but also a symbol of a threshold that the living cannot cross. In this sense, his presence emphasizes the ultimate finality of death. Once one has entered the underworld, there is no going back, and Cerberus is there to reinforce this rule. This boundary between life and death makes him an apt figure in various symbolic representations, including art, literature, and philosophy. The image of Cerberus has endured in Western culture, appearing in literature, films, and games. He is often used as a symbol of fear or power, or as a metaphor for overwhelming challenges. His 3 heads have been interpreted in many ways, from representing the past, present, and future to signifying the complexity and multiplicity of the human soul or consciousness. While often seen as a menacing figure, Cerberus could also be interpreted as a protector, albeit with a dark and violent nature. In some versions of the myth, he is said only to attack those who try to escape the underworld or trespass unlawfully, suggesting that his duty is not to bring suffering, but to maintain the natural order of life and death. This duality, both protector and destroyer, adds a layer of complexity to his character. Cerberus's fear is tied to the concept of the unknown. In Greek mythology, the underworld is not just a place for the dead, but a realm of mystery and uncertainty. Cerberus, as the guardian of this realm, becomes a figure of terror not just because of his fierce appearance, but because he represents the ultimate barrier of human understanding, what lies beyond death, where no mortal can venture. Cerberus's chaotic and terrifying appearance, snakes, multiple heads, and a fierce demeanor ties him to the primal forces of the universe. He is a descendant of Typhon, the embodiment of destruction and chaos, further cementing his role as a force of nature that stands outside the control of mortal beings. In the darkest corners of Greek mythology, Cerberus remains a reminder that death is not an event to be feared alone, but an unchanging part of the natural order, an eternal, uncontrollable force. That concludes this lore. If you like what you heard, please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next lore. Bye.